Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2050. The album, Dad Av. Hey little thing, let me light your candle, cause who? Mama, I'm sure hard to handle now. Yes, I am. I went to a party last Saturday night. I didn't get laid. I got in a fight. Country roads take me home. Where? To the place I belong. Drama YouTube. How are you guys doing today? What is today? Thursday. Oh my God, we made it through half the week. It's already March. Yesterday I was sitting in the yard. Well, I wasn't sitting. I was standing in the yard while I was taking my dogs out. You know, because that's what you do when you live in the Midwest, okay? You go get your real basics, basically, okay? Basically. You go and you get your coffee at the Starbucks and you stand in the yard while you take your dogs out. And while they're pooping and stuff, you talk to your neighbors. See, that's what we do. And I was talking to my neighbors because we used to go to the pool every single day. And we were like, oh my God, can you believe it's like 3 months until the pool opens? I was so excited. Well, I wasn't just then. I was, and now I am still. Do you get it? Anyway, it doesn't matter. All right, let's get into today's video. Today we're going to talk about, well, the big story that I'm going to talk about over here is that so many people are saying that James Charles is getting a pass, whereas Shane Dawson did not. So I want to talk about that in just a second. But I also want to talk about this big statement that Kat Von D put out, which is very interesting. And I also want to talk about Jaclyn Hill already getting called out for her blushing duos. So, interesting. I was praying, we were rooting for you. Do you guys watch RuPaul's Drag Race? So, why can't I think of her name? Kimora Hall, I think. She had to do this this skit on RuPaul's Drag Race, and it was the part from, America's Next Top Model when she was like, we were rooting for you, when I was going to say Tyra Sanchez, but anyway, when Tyra was like, we were rooting, Tyra Sanchez was from RuPaul's Drag Race, it doesn't matter, okay? But when she was like, we were rooting for you, and Kimora Hall is like, we were rooting for you. So every time Alex and I start watching it and she was on it last week, I was like, we were rooting for you. It doesn't take a lot to make me laugh. It just really doesn't. But I will tell you, one of the things that made me laugh was when I got the mail today. I actually, don't worry about me crumpling this up and throwing it in the air, because I actually didn't just get one of these, I got two. Dear Peter Monn, that's me, in case you didn't know. Dear Peter Monn, your address or establishment has been scientifically selected to be included in a survey conducted by the U.S. Census Bureau to collect important demographic, housing, or business data. I guess it's that time again for me to monitor my phone closely, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you had to be there. I have done, I think, 3 rant videos now about my interactions with the Census Bureau. Do you see that window right there? That is the window that the census lady was looking at. She was like, looking to see if I was inside. True story. Parked behind my husband, or parked in the end of the driveway so my husband couldn't get in. I mean, it was horrific. So they're back. The census people are back. So I'm sure there will be a rant video sooner or later. But I want to get into this drama video because I have a few things to talk about. So first I want to talk about, let me put on my lip gloss. Oh, I want to say this about yesterday. You guys, the comment section was unbelievable. Just all of your kind comments for Amy yesterday. It made my heart soar. Just on, like, S-O-A-R, like soar like a bird, you know? Honestly, it really did. It's like, you know, I get on here every single day and I just feel blessed to do this. I say this so much that people are probably like, we're so tired of hearing it, but I do, you know? It's like, I woke up one day in my life at 48 years old is that I get to get up and make videos, you know, every single day. And that's because you guys choose to watch me and allow me to have a little bit of your time, you know. And anytime that I get the opportunity to use that to make somebody happy, I like to do that. And I read through the comments last night and I was like, see, this is a perfect example of when you look for negativity and cruelty in the world, you'll find it. You will, okay? If you want to find that kind of negativity in the world and that toxicity, it's out there. I could probably tell you a few places to go look for it on the Twitter. I'm just saying, okay? But if you look for positivity and you look for the kindness of strangers, you too will find that as well. And you guys were just unbelievably kind and compassionate and loving in the comment sections. And it made me very proud, you know? It made me very, very proud of, I think, the people that choose to watch my videos. So I want to say thank you personally. All right, let's get into the first drama of drama class. You have your number 2 pencil. You're going to need it for the Scantron test, okay, boys and girls. It's not spring break yet, okay? Just because it's nice outside and it's getting warmer and the skies are blue, just because you see people working in their yards, okay, that doesn't mean I have to start working in my yard. It's March, okay? We don't start that crap until May over here, okay? Just because people are working their yards does not mean it's spring break. We've got lots to do, lots to get accomplished, lots of drama to discuss before spring break is in session. I just got my hair cut. Do you like it? I don't know much about clothes, but my hair looks fierce. All right, that's Amanda Lepore, if you didn't know, by the way. She was one of the original club kids back in the day. I remember I saw Amanda Lepore. I don't know what this is. That's that emoji that makes no sense. Anyway, I think it's like this, actually. Amanda Lepore, I would see her on Geraldo and those things. Do you remember that back in the day? Oh! All that club kid stuff I used to watch. Me and my roommate, we would just watch it and watch it and watch it back in the day. All right. So, if you don't know what you don't know is a lot. I did a video a couple days ago about Kat Von D and that KVD Vegan Beauty, which is what Kat Von D Beauty has now changed her name. She supposedly has no part of it whatsoever. So anyway, they had taken down all the pictures off of their Instagram. Hold on a second, let me go in here and look. I haven't gone in to look since I made that video to see if they have posted anything else. It'll be very interesting if they have. KVD Beauty, here it is. Oh, all their pictures are back up now. Oh, no. Okay, one day ago, they started, here, I'm just gonna show it to you. One day ago, they started posting this stuff, and it's like a new logo. And so they have, 1, 2, 3, wait, I should be able to do this math, shouldn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 times 3 is 18, 19. They have 19 posts they've made in one day. And they have all these models and over here and stuff. And they put up this statement. Okay. Born in an iconic tattoo studio rooted in a dream of unrestrained beauty with a nonconformist and fearless spirit, we started a revolution with tattoo-inspired makeup and limitless creativity. We continue this legacy. Tattoos are the boldest form of artistic self-expression. This deeply personal ink shows the world what's in your heart. A tattoo is the result of something felt so passionately that it actually becomes part of you. Here's what's part of us. We celebrate the individual. We reject conventional beauty. It goes on and on and on. So it says all down here like what we stand for. We are KVD, Tattoo-Inspired Vegan Beauty. And that's what they say, okay? So, very nice statement that they put out. What's interesting is, okay, let me get over here for a second. Oh, wait. Where was the Kat Von D statement? Oh, hold on a second. Here it is. Is it right up here? Here it is. Kat Von D came out and she posted. Why can't I find this? Okay. Kat Von D came out and she made a statement saying that she wishes that her name would be removed. Hold on one second. I'm going to have to find this. Okay, I found it. I had to go in and start looking for all this stuff. I thought it was just on her Instagram and I thought that I had the receipts. Whitney. Whatever you want, do you want the receipts, baby? What receipts? All right, so I found it on this article on The Insider. Kat Von D says she wishes her former makeup line would remove her initials from its brand altogether. And they have now rebranded again, and KVD stands for... hold on a second. How did I miss this? Okay. Oh my God, what is going on? This is because nobody cares about this. It stands for whatever they said in their little statement that they put up here again. Hold on a second. Oh my God. What is wrong with my life? KVD Beauty. I can't find it because nobody's looking it up. It's the truth, the story all day long. Okay, hold on a second. So, here it is. KVD Beauty now stands for Cara, Veritas, and Decora, okay? Truth, beauty, something like that. I don't know. I don't know what those words mean. Do you know what those words mean? Oh, value, truth, and beauty. That's what those words mean. This video, I'm telling you right now, Peter, you get an F. No, this is an extra credit video. No, my God, I swear this part I won't test you on, okay? I swear, because teacher doesn't have things together. So anyway, it now stands for value, truth, and beauty. I don't know why they just don't take KVD off of it. So now it's a vegan whatever. But you know, So I went in here and, hold on, where is this? So Kat Von D, says the same thing. She's like, I wish they would just take my name off of it too. And when asked about it, this is what she had to say. I have absolutely nothing to do with that brand. Whose brand? That brand. That was like when James Charles said that woman. That woman. Okay. See, people forget all this stuff, don't they? And to be honest, wish they changed the name altogether already so I wouldn't be associated with it, Von D wrote in response when somebody said, or when they asked her, an Instagram Instagram follower asked her, do you want to say, do you want to dance? Do y'all remember that Midler song? Okay. Do you want to say anything about rebranding of your brand? An Instagram user asked, and that's what she said. So anyway, that's what she said. She said, I do not care, okay? I'm in Indiana, and I am building an empire to go on tour with her Christian rock band, apparently, or something like that. Oh, Lord, you can't make this stuff up, okay? You just can't. So anyway, there's KVD and Kat Von D Beauty and all of that. All right. I don't know that people really care a whole lot about the values and principles of their makeup brand that they don't even know who's behind it to begin with, okay? Now, Jeffree Star, I think they care, okay? James Charles, I think they care. All this kind of stuff, but, you know, whatever. I don't know that people care about KVD and why they're coming up with this. Who's sitting there in a boardroom going, what should we do? What should we do? What can we make KVD into now? Let's see. Crispy vegan delight. I think crispy vegan delight is actually a much better word than all of this. This to me is like Nina Garcia on the runway of Project Runway, and she's like, it's not editorial. You know, she's got that card, and she's like, it's not editorial. And then she's like, when you have to explain the meaning behind the dress, okay, you've lost us completely. So, Kat Von D Beauty, which you'll forever, I'm sorry, be for me, Kat Von D Beauty, you need to just change your name to No Name. Know Me from Showgirls. You want to steal her name. Oh my God, you remember Know Me, Don't You Know Me? Anyway, all right. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing I want to talk about was Jaclyn Hill's getting called out already. I don't know if you guys saw this. This was kind of a big deal. And it says over here on the Beauty Guru Reddit, it says Samantha, but it's Samantha Ravindall, tweets about a brand that is obviously Jaclyn Hill's that has 4 duo palettes with practically identically pale swatches. So here, let me pull up the actual tweet because I don't have it over there. I screenshot it for y'all because that's my job, you know. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so Samantha Ravindall put up this tweet. She said, I got sent some blush bronzer duo palettes from a brand, and these are swatches from 4 different palettes. Confusion is the main feeling. And then here's the picture of the swatches. She says, I think the shades are pretty, but these really will end up looking so similar on the face, especially over top of foundation. And this is not like this horrible statement, this horrible critique. This is where we live in a world, okay, that I think that there are so many people out there that they don't really know the difference between collector's items and actual makeup, if that makes sense. And listen, and I don't wear a lot of it, but this is what I have witnessed through the years. It's like people are defensive of just who the brand is instead of hearing an honest technique or honest critique. I think this is a really fair, honest critique. Well, people are not happy about it, okay? People are not, and they are coming in on Samantha Ravindall. She went up, hold on a second, I have another receipt because she came back out, my Lord, and she said, if you're going to call me petty, because they're saying that she's petty about this, at least have the decency to highlight the moments that best illustrate my pettiness. And she goes in here and shows this tweet from herself. People are mad over some blush swatches and are using that to demonstrate this poor character trait of mine. I sat on this, okay, and then it goes in and talks about this. But here's the thing, right? It's like she doesn't come out and say that it's Jaclyn Cosmetics. I don't know why. I don't know why she doesn't. Probably because she knows she's going to get a huge backlash. But it's interesting to me. Why would you think that you were going to get a huge backlash from this? Because in reality, I think people are waiting to critique Jaclyn. And maybe that's just it. Maybe she's like, okay, I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt, but I'm going to take this. People are saying, you're not a makeup artist, blah, blah, blah. Well, you've watched her videos for years. You've watched Samantha Ravindall's videos for years. You know, so it's interesting to me. Now, I could be completely wrong about this. I will completely admit to being wrong about this. But if this is PR that Samantha Ravindall was sent, I thought she said she wasn't taking PR. I might be completely wrong about that, right? But I just, was that a thing? Maybe I'm completely, has she changed her mind? Will you guys let me know in the comment section below? Because I really don't know. And she's somebody that I've always, like, you know, thought did a great job on YouTube. I've never seen, she doesn't really get into tons of issues, So that was interesting. When you go over to the Beauty Guru Reddit, over here talking about it, they're really supportive of Samantha over here, but of course they would be because they're all ready to come for Jaclyn. And I think that was the thing, is she's probably like, here, I gave an honest response. I didn't want to be the first one out of the gate to say it because I knew that people were going to come for me, whatever. Although she says she's been sitting on that, okay, well, that was of the tweet. Someone says, I'm starting to get the feeling that Jaclyn Cosmetics might not be a good brand. Now, she can say, this isn't Jaclyn Cosmetics, but who else, and this is why people are assuming it's Jaclyn Cosmetics, who else is putting out a bronzing duo? I'll wait. You know what I mean? Like, nobody is. Someone said it was the metal shards in the lipstick for me. Someone says it's just the metals in the gloves they use, though. And then it goes on and on and on. And it talks about, like, Jaclyn's going to come out with this apology. Say what now? Shocking. Okay. The Vault collab with Morphe was a train wreck. This is where people don't let Jaclyn Hill forget anything that she's done, right? And I really, to be honest with you, I hope that this is maybe just, I don't know, a swatch error or something. I hope Jaclyn has a really good release, because I'm telling you right now, if this comes out and people that have purchased it start doing reviews, and the reviews are negative on this, or the swatches are similar to this, people are going to let her have it. They just are. And they're primed to be super, super critical of Jaclyn Hill. And I don't really know. I mean, she's selling out, but we don't, now she's in Ulta and these kinds of things. We don't really know, like, if her brand can survive this much negative criticism. Although, to some degree, this is going to sound strange, but I almost kind of think that the negative criticism is what drives her brand a little bit. Because I think people are waiting to see, is the next release going to be better? Is the next release going to be better? Those kinds of things. You know what I mean? So anyway, somebody said, impending backlash and apology. I can already anticipate the explanation for whose fault it really is. Guys, it's the lab, the one with the cotton gloves. No, she's just not going to address it since it sold out. Someone said, I don't understand why people continue to buy from her. And it goes on, they're just hypercritical of Jaclyn underneath her. Maybe they should be, So anyway, let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section below. It will be really interesting to see. And what do you guys think about what Samantha Rapp? I mean, she's not going to come up there. Samantha's not going to put up, like, botched swatches. So and I have to believe that if they were really good swatches, she would have come out and said, these are look at these. I'm really impressed with this as well, right? So I don't know. What do you think about all that? Put that in the comment section below. All right, now let's talk about the James Charles and the Shane kind of comparison that's going on right now. And it was interesting when I looked into it. I found some evidence to the fact that James Charles really is being given a pass through all this, and a lot of people are saying that, so I was reading some threads, okay, on the Shane Reddit, and people are saying, why is James Charles getting a pass, but Shane Dawson was basically held to a completely different standard? And Shane Dawson is, he's lost so much, and people were saying, well, Shane Dawson chose to leave YouTube. It's not like he was, like, pushed off the internet. He chose to leave YouTube. And the other people, there were a lot of people in there, and this is true, okay, this is a true statement, were saying that it wasn't just these isolated incidents that had happened with Shane. It was years and years of video footage. It was the racist allegations. It was all of these things combined. It was like just a plethora of just this mess, right? It's this huge thing. But then people are like, okay, but we don't hold people to the same regard. And in fact, it was interesting because I saw last night, hold on just a second. Let me pull up my Instagram, not my Instagram, my Twitter. And I saw that, hold on just a second, Adam McIntyre, who has been closely covering this and has some personal issues associated to it, he put something out like, I don't really understand, where is it? Something about, I don't really understand why people are, like, he tweets, like, every 20 minutes. So, hold on, I'm, like, at 23 minutes, 43 minutes. But he said something out about, like, okay, why are we letting James get a pass? And why are people not covering this 3 days and 5 days and 10 days? He didn't say it like that, but that was basically what he said. If I could go back and find the exact tweet, he has retweeted his video from yesterday, like, 500 times. Adam! So, anyway, I don't know where it is, but he said something like, why are people just kind of like forgetting about this? And I saw it and I thought, it's an interesting comment. I think maybe people are afraid to address a specific thing with James Charles because there are actual people behind these allegations that, and it's a very, very serious situation. I know for me, that's part of it, But is it fair that, and we don't live in a fair world. We just don't, okay? And like I've said, I think a lot of these situations that, drama channels or people are like, well, you need to address this and you need to address that. They're very, very serious topics. They're not really drama or tea. The reason why I'm talking about this today is the comparison between Shane and James and how their careers are treated differently is very interesting to me. And I do think to some degree that's more commentary on what is going on within the YouTube verse, so to speak, right? So I really wanted to find that quote. Oh, here it is. Why the months of anger and outrage completely deserved against Shane for inappropriate, disgusting behavior but for James, it's a topic of discussion for 12 hours before people move on and forget. Very confused is what Adam said. And Adam said also, dear fellow drama channels and commentary channels, let's have the same energy for James' actions towards, the way we have for Shane. And I feel like I have, because I am covering the James situation in the exact same manner that I did the Shane situation. But I do think it's a good point that Adam brings up, And it's like, okay, so are they being held to a different standard? Are they being held to a different degree? And why is that? Is it because James' following is very, very young? And I don't know, let me know what you think about that in the comment section. I will tell you what's interesting, though, about this is, I think there was that was the beauty guru comment that was like, why are they being held to a different standard? I will tell you what was interesting, though, okay? Is that I went in and I looked at Shane Dawson's, his social blade. And he on February 22nd lost another 100,000 followers or subscribers. Now, let me explain to you guys the way that this works on Social Blade. Social Blade's messed up. Mine was yesterday. I saw a bunch of people calling people out for deleting videos and stuff like that, and mine was in the negative, like negative something, and I was like, I didn't take down or private any videos. So, and listen, from my mouth to God's ears, okay? Like, I didn't. And I was like, what's going on with Social Blade? And then today, it hasn't updated my number, so Social Blade's messed up today. But this is from 2 weeks ago. So the way that it works is, it's not like something like they just, it could be this, but it's not like they're lump sum losing 100,000 followers like that, if that makes sense, right? It's like, over the course of like 5 days, Shane could lose 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. And then when that adds up to another 100,000 and he goes under a mark, it will show up on there as 100,000 because on his channel, because he has 20 million subscribers, it is showing it in increments of 100,000, as it does Jeffree Star, as it does in James Charles. Okay, James Charles is interesting. It's important. So Shane Dawson, 9 months almost after the fact, okay, of coming out with the apology video and everybody covering this, not for days, okay, but not for just a week, but for literally for months on end, okay, he is still losing subscribers on his main channel. Now, what's interesting about this is that when you go over to James Charles, okay, James Charles in the last 28 days has gained, here, I'm going to put it up here for you, okay, 100,000 subscribers. So I was looking on here, and I was like, what is this date that he gained 100,000 subscribers? Because I thought Shirley, okay, and don't call me Shirley. But I thought Shirley and everything that's going on and how James is being called out and the coverage of this and so many drama channels talking about it and so many people just talking about it and it's all you see on Twitter and this statement and everything. I thought surely he would lose 100,000 subscribers, okay? Or you wouldn't see a gain in there. It would just be kind of static or whatever. So I went in there and I was like, what is this gaining of 100,000 subscribers on that day? And interestingly enough, when you go look, that 100,000 subscribers that James Charles gained was on February 26th, which is the day that he put out his statement defending himself to the TikTok, allegations. And I thought, this is really interesting, okay? So out of all the days that you would think he would lose subscribers, hypothetically with common sense, that's the day you gain subscribers, which means, okay, that there are people out there that are like, fully accepting the statement. Not people that were James Charles followers to begin with, but people that are fully accepting the statement and are like, oh, okay, now I'm going to go follow you and subscribe to you. What that says to me is, yes, James Charles and Shane Dawson are held to completely two different standards. And what's really, really scary about this, okay? I mean, there's so many things that are, but is that James Charles is almost getting to the point now where I believe, okay, that he is going to start thinking that he is uncancelable, or that he is unable to be canceled, and I hate the word being canceled. Listen, if y'all want to watch somebody. I mean, people ask me all the time, do you believe in cancel culture? Yes, I believe it exists because we talk about it and all this kind of stuff, right? But can you really truly cancel somebody? No, not unless mass amounts of people stop following them for whatever reason, right? Okay. So you watch who you want to, and I think you ultimately are the ones that decide if you're going to cancel somebody by not watching them anymore. When I hit the unsubscribe button, or when their videos start showing up and I don't watch them anymore, that means to me personally, I have canceled them in my life. I have chosen to not watch them anymore, and that's a personal decision, okay? But does anybody else remember Jeffree Star coming out and this Tab David saying that Jeffree had told him, like, I can't be canceled? Like, it's almost to the point where James Charles feels like, or it appears like maybe he doesn't think that, but it looks as if he can't be canceled on the day that he, like, at least around those days when all this stuff was coming out, those should have been the days that he was hit the hardest. He gained 100,000 subscribers. Like, that's the opposite of what we would think in a common sense world would be happening, correct? And if I was James Charles and I had the ego and the pride and that we already know that he has, what that would tell me is I did nothing wrong. You know, and that's what's scary about this, okay? And I'm not telling people that you should, like, unfollow. You follow who you want to. You put your money in the pockets of those people you want to. But I think that that's the difference. And I really honestly think the difference is the audience, too. I think that Shane's audience is a much more mature, savvy audience that has been with him for a long period of time. And they're looking at this situation not as tea, not as this, but they're looking at the situation as true character traits of a human being. Whereas a lot of people that are James Charles followers, I think the analytics would be interesting to me to see what his following actually looks like, because I have to believe 80% of James Charles' following is probably under the age of 17 or 18, right? Well, if that's the case, then you're not dealing with the same emotional development, sophistication, you know, and savvy that you do of Shane's following, which is why Shane is continuing to be held to a different standard, all right? And James knows this. And James can be manipulative with this. And I think indirectly, this is what Tati was talking about, if there was any truth in what she said, whatsoever. I think she was looking at it from a different point of view, you know? I don't know. The whole thing to me is so crazy and so messed up at this point. That being said, I do want to say this, okay? And I said this in a video the other day. I think we have to be very, very careful. I think in looking at both these situations and saying, are we giving one a pass versus the other? Are we addressing this situation fully in a way that we did this situation? Are we holding these people to the same accountability level, right? There's not that, okay? There's not that within the beauty influencer community. There's not that within the mommy blogger community. Hell, in the drama community, people aren't held to the same standard, okay? People aren't held to the same standard, you know, when you talk about the Tana Mojos and the Logan and the Jake Pauls and, you know, all those people. I mean, they're just not, you know? People are held to different standards all the time. So, fair, I mean, when we talk about fair is fair, like, you know, from Legend of Billie Jean, I don't know that we would want to live in a fair world. I don't know what that would look like. Do you know what I mean? And we don't live in a world where everything is fair. But I think that we have to do our jobs, especially if we're commentary channels, and I consider myself a gossip tea commentary channel, but when I'm talking about these things, I think it is fair to say, okay, if I'm going to try to be that way, and, you know, and be equal to what's going on, to look at it and say, are we holding these people, am I holding these people to the same standard? I think it's a fair statement, okay? And I think I am being, and I think there are several other people out there that are doing the same thing, but I think we have to ask ourselves that question. That being said, that does not take away from 1 second the things, when people are talking about, well, Jeffree and Shane were right. Well, Jeffree and Shane are right. Okay, let's not saint them over this, all right? This isn't, you know, we're not on the game at the playground. We're not on the teeter-totter, okay? It's not because James is going down that Shane and Jeffree are going up. No. To me, they are all equally in the same sinking ship, okay? They all have serious issues that they are not willing to address. There was like this thing going around, and it's like, there was like this video clip from when like James came and did Shane's makeup and stuff, and he was like, oh, so you're problematic too? Well, we're all problematic. I get to be problematic, you know? And they're like, it didn't age well. It's over there on the Shane Reddit thread. And I'm like, no, it really didn't, because they're all problematic people, you know? And birds of a feather flock together. And, you know, it's sad to me because it's like, we're not just talking about mass careers. We're not just talking about the effect that they have on other people. We're talking about the fact that, like, they're not willing to look at what's really going on that a lot of people are pointing out to them. You know, it's just like, how do I get out of this? not how do I grow as a human being? How do I work on being a better person? How do I wake up every single day trying to be the best version of myself that I can be? But how do I get out of this? How do I get out of this so I can get back to putting my TikToks up, or launch my makeup brand, or I can get back to making videos, because that's what I really love. You know what I mean? Like, well, maybe you need to take a deeper look at what's really going on out there. That's just some thoughts. So anyway, let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.